I'm gonna cry again just seeing that. I cried during this whole movie. Pixar's newest family film, The Good Dinosaur, expected to be the #1 film at the box office this Thanksgiving weekend, with a projected total of over $70 million in ticket sales. Your kids will definitely want to see it. But be warned, it's not all butterflies and rainbows. The movie deals with a lot of complex issues: death, abandonment, sadness. So what are parents to do? We assembled a panel of experts to discuss. Here's our insider's guide to The Good Dinosaur. We all watched the screening last night with a lot of children. And when the daddy got washed away, the little girl behind me said, "What happened to the daddy? Mommy, where's the daddy?" And she started to panic. So Donna, Dr. Romney, Tara, do movies like this cause anxiety in children?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they can.
Our roundtable discussing the question, is The Good Dinosaur good for your kids? Movie Insider Fandango's Tara McNamara, psychologist Dr. Romney Dravasula, and parenting reporter Donna Tatro.
I think that you need to let your child know that this is a movie. This isn't really real here. They're making up this story. There are some parts that are real, but let's talk about it.
But I think more than anything, you have to know your child. If you do have a fearful child who's prone to nightmares, think twice before you take them to something like this.
From a film perspective, you have to kill off a parent so that the kid can go on a journey. Almost every Disney or Pixar movie has a lead character die.
Why do you think that is? You're exactly right. Every single Disney film since the beginning of time, I feel like, has one of the parents died. From Bambi to A Mountaintop High.
This is what fairy tales have always done. Let children work out things that are scary or uncomfortable.
What I do appreciate about The Good Dinosaur is that they don't manipulate your emotions with the death scene.
What do you mean by that?
Well, The Lion King, you know, that moment where the dad's falling back.
You gotta get up.
But it's not like that in The Good Dinosaur. I think they handle it very appropriately. It's a cutaway. You know what happened. The movie's really about overcoming fear.
If you ain't scared, you ain't alive.
I gotta be honest, ladies, this caused anxiety for me. Donna, is it too heavy for our kids?
I don't think so. We need resilient kids. And so this opens up the conversation.
We live in an anxious world. I mean, the fact is there's a lot to be afraid of. Forget a Disney movie, just turn on any other television station. The world has become a little scary. And I do think that sometimes story and controlled story in the hands of a parent can be a place to teach a child to coexist with that anxiety, to process it.
I actually saw this with my son who's 5 and his friend who's 5, and my son was like, but his friend was like, you know, I'm scared, and they felt very differently about the movie.
I miss my family.
I'll tell you, my daughter said, and she's a little older, she said, I really sometimes am afraid of losing you before I'm ready to lose you. And this movie brought it back for me. Yeah, and needless to say, that's when the tissues came out for me.
Huh? You don't understand.
And the most important thing that a child learns in his life or her life is empathy.
That's what's so important. This parenting time right now is guarding, helicoptering. Even though you don't want them to be upset or sad, they need to be.
It's so
and
true.
if you don't let them, they won't learn how to be.
What would you say to other parents or families that want to take their kids to this?
I'd say go for it. I just think there were a lot of different ways that a kid could learn from this movie.
This was such an enlightening conversation, Louie. It really is a very sweet movie. And if you guys at home are planning on seeing it with your kids, remember, open and honest communication for whatever questions they may have is what's key.
Absolutely, Debbie. That was a great discussion.